Hello and welcome to Redefining the Significance of You Time for You, by you, because of you. My name is Denise Drinkwalter, and I'm an empowerment life coach supporting women around the world to lean into and realize the importance of you. So the goal of this channel is to provide you, the viewer, with some takeaways that will help you shift, change, reevaluate, and/or show you what is possible for you. We have a variety of incredible guests who will be sharing their life experiences that have helped them become the amazing human beings that they are today. Every one of us, sometime in our lives, have that infamous free time where we frequently feel guilty or embarrassed and or wrong for taking out time for ourselves. We are here to help change that, supporting you to show you what is possible when you take the time for you, by you, because of you. It is an absolute honor and a privilege to introduce our special guest today, Vanessa Beard. Vanessa is an esteemed corporate escape and biz launch guide whose journey into entrepreneurship was ignited in 2020 with a bold leap into the unknown. Despite starting with no prior experience and a background in a remote call center job, Vanessa ventured into the world of bookkeeping, a decision that set the stage for evolution into a passionate advocate for corporate moms seeking to redefine their careers. With a heart set on finding a balance between career and family, Vanessa's entrepreneurial spirit was kindled by the desire for more control over her time, increased income, and the freedom to travel. Her journey began with a bookkeeping firm where she not only learned the ropes of running a business, but she also discovered the pivotal importance of setting up a business correctly from the start. Vanessa's unique approach stems from her early observations of entrepreneurs stumbling into businesses without a clear roadmap. As she guided clients through the maze of tax and bookkeeping challenges, she witnessed firsthand the financial burdens and emotional toll that uncharted territory can impose. Vanessa's empathetic response was always, "You are not alone. There are many who have started their businesses the same way, and I am here to hold your hand while we walk through this together." Now armed with 3 years of invaluable experience and having a powerful impact, Vanessa has transformed her lessons into a mission. As a corporate escape and biz launch guide, she is dedicated to helping corporate moms ditch their jobs and embark on entrepreneurial journeys. Vanessa offers a lifeline to these women, ensuring they kickstart their businesses with confidence and avoid the common pitfalls that can cost both time and thousands of dollars. Vanessa's passion lies in demystifying the intimidating aspects of entrepreneurship, specifically focusing on saving time and money for her clients. Through her guidance, she provides a roadmap for those ready to exit corporate life, empowering them to launch their businesses without the agonizing challenge of doing it alone. Let's join Vanessa on a journey of empowerment where corporate moms find the courage to redefine their careers and create businesses that thrive. Vanessa, what an incredible testament to the absolutely, I can't imagine the amount of women that are lined up at your door, because going from corporate life to entrepreneurship sounds amazing, but it's not as easy as it looks like on social media, is it?
Definitely not. And I'm starting to see a trend of where coaches aren't offering these big offers and all these things. Like, there's a reality to starting your own business. There are absolutely those people who make the ridiculous claims. That's why those coaches can make those, but it's fewer.
Right.
There aren't as many of us that are doing that. There is hard work to be done. The thing is with the alignment part is it doesn't feel like hard work. You still don't have to hustle. You can still have time for everything that you want in your life and prioritizing it. There's a mindset piece that comes with that, which you very well know. And yeah, so I hear so many women in general. It's like, oh, it's a dream of mine. I would love to start my own business. I got no clue how. And I'm not. And then they go into that self-doubt of like, well, I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. And I don't have experience with this or that, you know, and I didn't either. And I'm here doing it. So the biggest thing I learned was just hiring other people, coaches, mentors, whoever that have been there before you to be able to walk you through your dream and get you to that other side. Because it is possible.
I love what you're saying because you say very clearly you hold the hand and you work together. It's not sounding like it's, here's the 7 steps, go, I'll see you later. When you
Correct.
do your work, what is the biggest thing that you feel is most important for your clients to see their success rate? What is the biggest piece of entrepreneurship that you share with them, that you walk with them through, that you think is pivotal? And if they try to create it on their own, it doesn't have the teeth that it would have if you were walking that journey with them. Is there anything in particular? I know that's a big question because there's so many angles, right?
Yeah, for sure. One is the belief in yourself. That's the number one thing that you just have to have. I know the biggest piece for me and a lot of other people is, what do I do? Corporate is almost like your third parent, or how many ever parents you have. It's that extra parent that gives you that security blanket. Like, okay, well, we've got your 401k over here. We have your health insurance and we take care of your taxes. It's not hard to file taxes when you're a W-2 employee. You just enter it into TurboTax or wherever, and it's very easy. So those were the 3 pivotal questions that I really had, along with how do I actually leave my job? Because I was in the position where I was in the same position since I graduated college. So for 10 plus years. And I was like, I don't know how to leave my job. What questions do I ask? Who do I talk to? Like, do I tell them the truth? Do I fudge the truth? How do what do I do? So and I think that's the biggest block for a lot of people. It's like, I don't know how I would survive outside of corporate, because corporate does it for you. You can definitely survive outside of corporate. There are many of us that do. And one of the best quotes I've heard since becoming an entrepreneur, if she's doing it, it must be possible. Someone else is doing it, it's possible. So that's really that first piece, is I help with that exit plan from corporate to be able to continue the lovely life that you have right now in corporate as an entrepreneur, so that it's a seamless transition and you're not trying to figure out all the things.
Right.
Right.
Because there's a lot, isn't there? And like you say, you were in it for 10 years. And so you have a very deep awareness. When you've committed for that many years, the fear of the unknown, I suspect, would creep in. And I love what you're saying, the belief in yourself. What if people don't have a belief in themselves? What if it's a dream, but I don't think I can do it? Do you find clients come in with that thought process and you support them through that? How does that work?
So the clients that I do help are clients that know what they want to do, specifically what they want to do, what business they want to start. Now, if you need help in a conversation, I'm always here to help walk you through. I can always do a strategy session of like, here are some ideas, here are some next steps. And then when you're ready and you know what business you want to start, then I'm here to help walk you through that.
Love it.
So yeah.
Beautiful. I bet you I've never heard of that before. Good for you. We've got to get you out far and wide, girlfriend. Far and wide.
Thank you.
Hence today's session. That's amazing because
Yes,
I
for sure.
know there are so many people. And the other thing that I do find, and I hear a lot of in my role as empowerment life coach for women in the midlife years, they've been in their roles for so long. They have a dream, but they're so far along that dream has shrunk down and now it's just very, very tiny. And yet life is starting to hit. And so the dream is starting to expand again. It's starting to come alive. And they've got, like you said, so many years invested in, let's say, corporate, for example, because that's what we're talking about, that they don't know if what is next for them is even possible. So you would actually have conversation to show them that your dream is no longer not having to sit in the wayside. You actually can move it forward, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in my first business coaching program. I'd already enrolled in a bookkeeping program to help me start the bookkeeping business, but I wanted to learn more about building your clientele and things like that and more business side of things. And I remember getting into that room and seeing so many different online businesses. Like I was amazed. Like I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, this is so cool. I had no idea you could have all these random businesses. Like I was thinking like, well, you have to have like the traditional type of business, like bookkeeping, marketing, and all that. The first thought was like, I'm not going to be a bookkeeper forever. Like I'm vividly having that thought. So part of my mission too is showcasing all the different things that you can do. Even being a life coach, there's so many different niches you can go into and life experience that you have that someone else doesn't, but other people do. So you can share your knowledge in that. And so, yeah, I definitely help walk people through of like, well, you could do this or this or this, So, yeah.
So the world is your oyster and you just don't understand how wide it really goes. Isn't it true? I think you've mentioned this, and I'm going to tap back into it when you talked about alignment. So if you are coming to a conversation with you and you've got this niggling and it's been there for years, probably years and years and years, but you are very, I think we've kind of touched on it, self-conscious about, wow, I don't know if is that even needed out in the world? I don't know. It's a real big passion of mine. And I would love to show people what's possible, but I don't know. Is that something that you could really help generate and along the same lines without having to spend a lot of time wasted and a lot of dollars wasted trying to fit into another here? No, it's like this. So you should jump on my ship because this is how we do it. And it changes form from what the person might feel. It's really their gift, Is that something that you would be able to support them to say, we can develop whatever. It's not something that has to be it's already been done so we can figure out how to do it. It could maybe be something that's brand new that nobody's ever thought of before. Is that possible?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely possible. I didn't know what I do existed until I decided, hey, this is what I'm doing. So there are definitely people that help new businesses start and things like that. But my particular position in the market is I'm coming from a bookkeeper standpoint. So I'm talking to you about starting the foundational pieces of your business that the US IRS requires you to do.
Sure.
And getting it started up that way. Because of being a bookkeeper, I saw dozens of clients come in and they just started, which was great. And we are told just start, and you can fix it later. But there's sometimes when you start and it's that messy and you don't start off with the legal side of things, it can cost you a lot of money, especially if you keep procrastinating and putting those things off. So, and sometimes you're taking one step and you don't know where it's going to lead. So if you take that, like I took that first step into a bookkeeping company, I had no idea it was going to go to this, but I had realized I felt out of alignment with bookkeeping. And then it brought me to this not correct passion, but the passion that I have currently of really helping people walk through. So, but I wouldn't have found that if I didn't start a bookkeeping company. So
beautiful.
Whatever the next step that feels right is your right step, you know, and usually you can feel that in your body or you just know, and like, then fear is dressed up as logic. So it's going to come in like after you have that, like, woo, that awesome idea. And then that fear is going to come in and it's going to be like, well, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, then it goes from there. So you can definitely do anything.
I love it. I love it. What is part of your roadmap to exit corporate?
So to exit corporate, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to walk you through specific scenarios like, okay, like you tell me what your job is. I'm going to tell you, okay, go talk to this person that asked these specific questions, come up with this type of scenario of, like for me, my scenario that I use is like, well, my husband's graduating college, which was not a lie at the time. I was thinking of leaving. I was like, I don't know if I want to stay with company because I might like it, just family reasons.
Sure.
Very vague, not all a lie, but it didn't raise any red flags with them. And sometimes with smaller companies, you know, I was in a very large corporation, so they didn't care that much. But I would work with each individual based on what your situation is, give you kind of a background story. And then you kind of have the freedom to ask those questions like, how do I use my benefits to the fullest to that makes sense to me? Like, should I save my vacation time? Am I going to get that paid out? Should I use my vacation time? Because I'm not going to get paid out, same with sick days and things like that. Finding where your retirement is so that you can get that information. I know I had no idea where my retirement was until I started looking into these things, how to roll it over so I had control of it and things like that. So those are really the main part. The biggest piece and the homework that I require each client to do is to talk to a CPA. And I have a CPA. I am partnered with she's a tax professional and a bookkeeper. So, which I knew her from my bookkeeper days. So I will have you talk to her to really figure out, ask her all your questions about taxes, like how it looks and things like that. And she'll give you an actual answer. Like, okay, if you do this, then your taxes will look like this. Because that is usually the scariest part, I think, that people have. It's like, how much do I save? Is everything I earn going to go to taxes? And there's really ways for you to not. All my money has not gone to taxes. So I'm just going to let you know that.
Exactly.
But yeah, so.
So many important pieces of information that unless you have the depth and knowledge of the world of business, you won't know the questions to ask, how to phrase them, what types of things are key that you need to know, not only for your exit, but I think also for building a new business for yourself that you want to grow in whatever way. You might not want to make millions and trillions of dollars like you're seeing a lot on social media, but you might just want to do whatever it is that makes you happy. And it might be just enough to do that. I'm exiting corporate and I'm going to be fine because we all have different money stories and money portfolios of what we've been doing and what we haven't. So I imagine you take all this information in and help create a plan that's specific for each client. Would that be correct?
Yes, that's correct. There are all the basic steps would be for each client. You've got to decide what type of business entity that you want to open. And that is why the homework is required. I'm filing your paperwork for you, so there's no confusion or anything like that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
The jargon confused me in the beginning and I had to get it redone. So it's easy to do and to get confused. So I take that out of it. And that is what my partner, my tax professional partner helps with in deciding. So getting that LLC set up, your EIN, just some of the very business basics, a separate bank account. So those are all standard for each client. Like these are the things specifically for business. With the tax partner that I have, there is a course that's included for basic bookkeeping. You can DIY it. You have a training for QuickBooks. You also have a training, just an Excel spreadsheet for the very beginning if you don't want to do anything with QuickBooks. But part of that is going over the financial statements. I know I never dealt with a profit and loss when I was in corporate. I was in sales. I didn't have to deal with that. None of us know what a balance sheet is, like cash flow. Those things aren't familiar unless you've gone to school for it or you've dealt with those reports in your corporate career. And even if you have, it's a little bit different. So that is part of that course that I supply in the program as well, just so that you really feel like a CEO entering into your business. But then the other part, it is going to be tailored. Like, how do you want to grow your business? If you want to just like side hustle type of thing, which is perfectly fine, replacing your income, depending on what that is. One of my superpowers is networking and connecting with different women and just being, and men. So I don't have anything against men, but at the same time, and it'll depend on who you are and what your needs are to connect you with the correct person. And I can connect you with multiple, but one of those is a mentor. Like, do you need help with your branding? Do you want full help with like branding, business setup and everything like that? There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that. So I'm going to learn who you are and know which program or what type of program would be best suited for you and your goals. And these are all people that I've personally vetted. So I'm not sending you to some scam that's like, they're giving you this big promise without the actual work into it. So
nice. So if you are at a point in your juncture in your life where you are ready and thinking very seriously about exiting corporate and beginning your own journey with your own entrepreneurial business, whatever that may be, you need to reach out to Vanessa. And you can find Vanessa on Instagram through, I believe it's Vanessa Noel Beard. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. I did put it in the show notes as well. So make sure you just jump on there, click it, and you can go in and find her. Do you take direct messages from people through Instagram then, Vanessa?
Yes, I do. Feel free to reach out to me and I will reply right back to you.
Wonderful. I am so honored to have had this opportunity to share all of your knowledge. It was very short in terms of our time frame. I know there's way more you can be giving, but the way to do that is to connect with Vanessa directly. Again, if you are in the throes of, I'm done with my current job in corporate and I know I have something to offer through the entrepreneurial spirit, reach out to Vanessa through Instagram. She is your go-to. She knows, and she has connections beyond connections. So thank you so much for being here and sharing this conversation. I know there are so many people in the world who are in this boat where doesn't matter what lifespan they are currently experiencing. It could be early, it could be middle age, it could be older. It's such an important transition, and to do it effectively, the best bet is to join with you and see what you have to say, because you are absolutely so knowledgeable in this area. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do every day. We really appreciate you. So great to have you here.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure. If you are not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel to hear these incredible people, because I just interview women, I do have gentlemen. If you have not subscribed yet, jump in and do that. You do not want to miss any of these great conversations from all over the globe. It has been an honor and a privilege to share space with you, Vanessa, and I'm excited to see how many people are moving from corporate to entrepreneurship. I'm sure it is going like this at the moment. If it's not, it's going to be doing even more.
Yeah.
So you need her in your back pocket. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
Have a great day, everyone. You bet. Bye, everyone.
Bye.